All right, my name is Fermín Núñez. I get to be the chef of a restaurant called Suerte, and Bartote in Austin, Texas. And we're gonna go to some of my favorite taquerias in Mexico City and then trying to recreate those tacos in how, I was doing so good. All right, we're gonna make carnitas. We just went to El Cherán.
Ay, ay, ay.
El Cherán, they're known for carnitas from Michoacán, but they are an institution here in Mexico City. Bueno, te voy a pedir dos, uno como tú quieras, tu favorito, y uno de barriga con cuero y costilla. ¿Se puede?
Sí.
Muchas gracias. Ya se la sabe.
Provecho.
You can taste the fat. It's clean. It's like it's a balance of like proper techniques. A little bit of extra vinegar. Hold it down. It's a phenomenal taco. The thing that I love about El Cherán the most is that you taste the carnitas and you taste the lard for what it is. It's fatty, but not that you want to like take a nap for 3 days.
Este viene siendo la barriga. Esa es costilla, cuero delgado. La lengua, el buche, lo que viene siendo la nana, siendo la maciza.
I don't think we're going to be able to recreate exactly what they do. But we're gonna try to get as close as possible. The first step to make carnitas, we're gonna take this beautiful lard and put it in a pot and start bringing it up to about 400 degrees.
Por lo general, cuando yo voy a comer carnitas, la grasa se ve súper oscura. Con ustedes no se ve tan oscura. ¿Por qué es así con ustedes?
Ok, esta es pura manteca. Ya lo que yo he escuchado en que en otras partes la cocinan agua y manteca. Entonces esto es manteca y no es negra como tal.
¿Y le echan algo más en la manteca? Coca-Cola y naranja.
Pues ellos trabajan, aquí en la empresa trabajamos un preparado.
Ok.
Que ellos ya no los entregan así.
Ese secreto que no se lo damos a Hollywood.
No,
ese cuesta, ese no alcanza, ¿verdad? ese no lo vendemos.
Sí.
No, qué bueno, va.
While we wait for that lard to come up to temperature, we're gonna start salting our pork. Right now I have shoulder and belly. I like to do that because I think it recreates a little bit of that fattiness that you get from the carnitas that we got at El Cherán. This might feel like a lot of salt, but the pieces are really thick. So once you chop it all up, it'll all kind of just work itself out, just like in life. One thing that I also like to do whenever I'm able to find something like skin or trotters to add a little bit of that texture to the carnitas. ¿Cuál es tu taco favorito?
A mí el de costilla con cuero.
All right, so now that our pork has been salted, our oil has reached our temperature, we're gonna start dropping them. Don't be scared, trust yourself, but make sure you're very careful, right? Make sure you have a pot bigger than where you're gonna put into it. Make sure you leave about 2 to 3 inches of space, so when you drop the carnitas, it's gonna bubble and there's not overflow of oil going everywhere. If you're too scared to do this, just wait for the pastor recipe and do that instead. It's also pork, it's delicious, and you are not gonna be frying stuff at home. But if you're brave enough to do this, congratulations to you. That's not my scared face. So now while that is searing, we're gonna wait for that to come down in temperature a little bit. If we were just to cook those carnitas at that temperature, you would have very dry, very angry guest, very angry wife, partner, whatever your situation would be. That would be very not good for you. But I just turned it on to low. When the temperature comes down, I'm gonna add my sour orange, my cinnamon, my bay leaf, onion, and garlic. And if I had pigskin, that's when I would put the pigskin on top to add as a lid, and then just kind of check it about every hour after that. All right, so the carnitas are almost done cooking. We've been waiting for about a little bit of close to 2 hours. But before we start pulling them out of the oil and start chopping to make tacos, I'm gonna start reheating the tortillas, and I'm gonna take advantage of all the nice oil that's been flavored with the onions, the cinnamon, and most importantly, the pork to reheat my tortillas. And something that you usually see in taquerias people do is dipping the edge in that oil and then just putting them on the comal or plancha. If you did it just like me, only lard, you can actually just keep reusing this and have it as a, think of it like a masa madre, like a sourdough starter, where you can just clean the lard and then you can just keep reusing that lard, and that's actually gonna get better with time. I think that's why some of the carnitas places that you go to in different parts of Mexico, that's why they're so good, because lard has been used for multiple generations.
¿Lo reusan? ¿Lo van reusando?
Se vuelve rehusando, se viene quemando, se limpia y, por ejemplo, ahorita estoy limpiando, vuelvo a echar y si me hace falta, pues vuelvo a echar otra bolsa de manteca.
So now I'm just gonna take a piece of meat and kind of like we saw at El Chiran, just start chopping. This is a little bit of the shoulder. I'm gonna take some of the belly. I think the one thing I love about Chiran, it was that it was chopped, but you could still figure out what you were eating. So I think this is about as fine as I'm gonna keep it. And then one trick that I love that you see in taquerias in Mexico is how the taquera will just grab the tortilla, put it with the meat, flip it, and then just top it with cilantro and onions, and then it's up to you to get whatever salsa you want. I'm gonna put a little bit of verde that's been boiled with tomatillos, onions, cilantro, and jalapenos, a little bit of pico de gallo, or salsa mexicana here in Mexico City, limoncito, and carnitas tacos at home. Not gonna lie, it's kind of very close.